What's going on, guys? Bassin Out Mava here, coming at you with a new video for this week. In this week's video, we are going to break down the top 5 baits for March. Now, really hard to break it down to 5 baits because we throw a little bit of everything in March. March is absolutely my favorite time of the year to fish, other than like early spring, and this is the best time of the year to be out and catching giants, and I mean giants. This is the time of the year to be out and fishing. And first, we are going to start off with my number 1 choice, and that is the chatterbait. Now, with a chatterbait, you want to have a good loud sounding chatterbait. It's really hard to beat the jackhammer. It's definitely the loudest chatterbait on the market. The way the blade rocks back and forth and hits the side of the head there, it's been proven to be louder than every other chatterbait on the market. So you definitely want to have some jackhammers in their boat. I know they're a little more expensive, but they really do catch more fish. And for colors wise, Fire Crawl is a great color in the early spring, but I tend to really only use it on rainy days. A lot of the lakes around here are really clear, so they're not used to seeing something this bright. Yes, you can catch a few fish on it here and there, but if you want to have a really good day and really catch the crap out of fish, it's going to be a lot better if you just throw this on a rainier day, or on a muddier day, or on a dingier lake like Pincho, or even Long Arm gets pretty muddy sometimes. But that's when I'll throw Fire Crawl. Typically on Marburg, since it's so clear, you got 15-20 foot visibility most of the time out at Marburg. I'm going to be throwing a green pumpkin one with either a little bit of blue or a green pumpkin with red. Green pumpkin with red is my favorite out there. Jackhammer makes a nice green pumpkin red chatterbait. And sometimes I will also throw a shag color in there. It just depends on what the fish want that day. Also, it depends on, like I said, your water clarity. If it's dingy, stick to those bright colors. It really draws and attracts them. And if it's really clear, then start going to your more natural colors, your green pumpkins and stuff. And black and blue is another really good one, hard to beat. And you can do a couple different things with it. If you throw a swim bait on there, a lot of times you're just steady retrieving it. You can hop it as well. What I really like to do is, if I'm planning on hopping it and I'm getting more bites hopping it, I will use a crawl trailer, or I will also use a fluke style trailer, and that just gives you a really nice subtle fall and kind of glide as it's falling, and it looks real natural to the fish. Now for my second choice, we're going to go with Rattle Trap. This time of year, like I said, you're going to be seeing red a lot. This is the best time of the year to be throwing red color stuff. There's just something about red in March when all the crawls and stuff start coming out. They really start hitting stuff that looks red, because a lot of the crawfish that just came out are a little reddish in color. And you want a real nice, loud knocking rattle trap to be able to call them in from far. Red in a rattle trap, I will actually throw almost everywhere. Sometimes on Marburg though, I will break it down and throw an orange and brown one, or a shag color as well, but most of the time I'm throwing a red. We got 2 Spro styles here. This is a Spro Uruku shad. That's probably my favorite. And then we got a newer style that they came out with. I honestly forget which one this one's called. I'd have to look. If you guys really want to know, comment down below and I'll let you know exactly which one this one is. But the Uruku shad's my favorite, and the one that I use the most, and that red crawl, like Fire Crawl color there. And retrieve with that, it depends on what the fish want. I'll start out with straight retrieving it, and if I'm not really getting any bites on that, I will start yo-yoing it and do real aggressive, like rips up, and then let it fall back down to the bottom, and then rip it back up. You can get real aggressive this time of year and be a lot faster with it than you can in the winter months, because the fish are starting to get really aggressive now, and they're starting to feed and eat more for the spawn. So don't be afraid to get aggressive with it and kind of rip it. Then third, we have the jerkbait. Whoa, whoops. We got the jerkbaits there, and I got my favorite here, the Megabass. We got a brighter color one there and a shag color. This time of the year, you want to start out with nice bright colors or really shiny colors, and then I will break it down and work into my more dingier natural colors. This is like almost a search bait this time of year. You can really rip it. You can really use it fast. You don't have to have such a long pause with it like you would in the winter or in the late fall when the fish aren't as active. This time you're really going to want to be doing a lot to make the fish react to it. Really ripping it, really trying to entice a reaction strike out of them. But here I got the Megabass 110 plus ones in the junior size. You can also use the bigger one, it doesn't really matter that much. The bigger one will help you get a little bit bigger bites sometimes. Then, for up fourth, we got shallow diving crankbaits. And these two are flat sides. This is the time of the year that you're going to be throwing flat sided crankbaits a lot more often. And see how they have rattles? Like I said, with the jerk baits and the rattle traps, you want really loud rattles. Something that helps call them fish in. You want them to be able to chase it down. They can come from far off and key in on that sound a lot easier if you got rattles in it. And like I said, they're a lot more aggressive this time of year, and they'll be more willing to chase something like that down. And those are my two favorites. We also got the Spro Little John here, Berkley Fritz side, and another crawl color Spro Little John. Same as the rattle trap and the chatterbaits. I will typically, with these, I will use my crawl patterns first, and then I will start going into my shad colors. And typically I'm only going to be throwing a bright color if it's more dingy or dirtier water. And like I said, you really want to stick to crawl patterns first because the crawls are really starting to come out this time of year. Retriever them, crankbait, you're just reeling it. It's pretty simple. You can pause it here and there too to try and entice a reaction, but strictly most of the time just steady retrieve with them. And finally, last but not least, we got swim bait. This is, like I said, since I've said this like quite a few times already, this is the time of the year to catch giant fish. You don't want to be messing around with a smaller size swim bait like this. This will still catch fish, might even catch more fish and get more bites, but most of you, I'm sure, want to go out there and catch the biggest fish you can. So this is the time of the year to throw the 8-inch or the 10-inch style soft body swim baits. This is the time of the year that you're going to get the big bites on it. And I really want to encourage you to throw and try to get confidence in throwing the bigger style, because you will be very surprised at what you get and what ends up biting it. Smaller fish will bite this too, not just giants, but this is also your best chance at getting that really big bite that you want to get. And of course, I got the Huddleston and the Megabass Mag Draft. Megabass also makes a larger size too, like this. I just don't have that one with me right now, but you want to look at these, especially it depends on what style swim bait you got. Each one acts a little bit different. The Mag Draft acts a lot different than the Huddleston. The Huddleston's a real slow reel swim bait. You'll see if you ever get one or use it. You want to reel it next to the boat and see how that tail acts. However that tail acts, if it's kicking real hard and doesn't really look like it's giving much action, or if it's just kind of dragging through the water, slow it down a little bit, especially with the Huddleston. This is a really slow reeling swim bait. You can't reel it fast or it kind of just drags along and then the tail won't get the action or move like it should. If you slow roll it, that tail just thumps nice and easy back and forth, back and forth. Same thing with the Mag Draft. They're not really made to rip or go real fast. Just cast right next to the boat, throw it out, see what that tail's doing, and then once you figured out that retrieve, throw it out there, bomb cast it, and do that steady retrieve after it's sunk to the bottom and work that all the way back to the boat. But with all that being said, that is pretty much going to conclude it for this video. That was pretty much all the bait that you definitely want to have out and tied on in March. There's a few others that you want to throw too. I know I throw in the spinnerbait a lot here and there, but these are the main go-tos and what you should definitely have tied on for March. If you're not getting them on any of these, then yes, try some of your other things, but typically this is what you're going to be getting them on in March. And if you like this video, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Stay tuned for the next one. We come out with a new video every Thursday. As soon as I can, we're going to start trying to tie in more videos throughout the week. It's just, I've been saying that for a while, but it's really hard to find time to do all of this on top of work and everything else, so just bear with me. I'm gonna try to start getting them out as soon as I can more often. And if you want to get entered into my giveaway, we're giving away a fishing reel as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers. We are so close. We are only about 15-20 people away from giving away that fishing reel. So to enter into that giveaway, you just got to be subscribed to the channel. You can leave a comment for an extra entry. You gotta like this video, and you can also share it on one of your social media pages and tag me in it. Definitely tag me in it, or I'm not going to be able to see it and you won't get the extra entry. But tag me in it on one of your social media pages and you'll get another extra entry. But with all that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll see you next Thursday. Tight lines.